Hello everyone, welcome to Design Minutes, and I'm your host Yash. Basically, in this series, what we're going to focus on is learning system design. We're going to reference Alex Yu's book, and we'll keep it short. Episodes would be mostly of 2 or 3 minutes at most. In each episode, our focus would be learning on how we can scale systems from a single user to millions of users, basically, and then we'll try to identify the problems and bottlenecks in each system. We'll improve the existing architecture by introducing a new component, and we'll try to identify the trade-offs of the new component introduced. Let us first of all understand why does an architecture evolve. As the system grows, the users increases and traffic also increases. This results in the existing architecture struggling to handle all the load and the number of users. Therefore, we introduce a new component which results in a new bottleneck. And therefore, this process keeps on repeating itself according to our number of users and our business needs. Now, let us begin with the single server setup. A single server setup is the most basic kind of system architecture that any business or startup can have. It consists of user, which may be a web or application based, a DNS, which stands for domain name service, and a server. What a DNS does is it basically resolves the domain name and provides our browser with the IP corresponding to the domain name. An IP address is a unique numerical address which is assigned to any device in a network. Basically, we can communicate with the device using this address. Let us try to understand how this setup actually works. First of all, the user enters its URL in the browser. What happens next is basically the browser checks for the corresponding IP in its cache or in the operating system's DNS cache. If the corresponding IP address is not found in the cache, then it sends a request to the DNS server in order to resolve its IP. The DNS server fulfills the request and sends the IP address back to the user. Next, the user simply sends a HTTP request on the corresponding server of the IP address. The server finally processes the user's request and then returns a HTML page or whatever JSON data or any other format of data which the user requires. A pretty simple architecture to be honest, but this also leads to various problems as the number of users scale. The biggest problem is that handling a large number of user data is very difficult. And since we do not have any database, therefore the data storage is not persistent, and any server failure may lead to complete loss of user data, which is obviously the worst case scenario for any business. The solution is to introduce a database which can actually handle user data and also allows the server and DB to scale independently. We'll visit that in our next minute.